first and foremost, one has to recognize that the scale of the challenge is so large that no single entity will be able to sort of resolve it. And I think the role of the United Nations system is to come together as one and support countries to deal with many of the challenges that they face at the local level. And in fact, I would argue that that's the most important level, because that's the closest to where the action is, where the needs are, and where the collective efforts of the United Nations agencies must come together as one.
So what's interesting about this dialogue, which is supposed to happen in 2018, is for parties to come together and discuss, okay, how to increase ambition towards the long-term goal, which is set out in Article 4.1 of the Paris Agreement, and also to prepare the revised versions of the national determined contribution. So for agencies like UNDP and FAO, it's really a very important dialogue to engage with, mostly at the country level, but also at the subnational level. And through the Integrating Agriculture in the National Adaptation Plans program, which is a joint program between UNDP and FAO, we work with the national decision makers, both on the side of the Ministries of Agriculture as well as the Ministries of Environment, to actually enhance this discussion in terms of setting out what are possible options, to provide evidence in terms of what are feasible options and where climate finance can come from.
Many challenges, of course, a lot of barriers that they face that must be overcome, so it's not an easy task. But certainly nobody is sitting around waiting for discussions here to be concluded to take action. And I think in this context, it is really important to recognize that even if these conversations were to end at a place where everybody is happy with, the financing that's required for dealing with the scale that we are expecting goes beyond what public funds alone can tackle. And in that context, I think the challenge of trying to attract private financing to deal with many of these issues is already being looked at by governments, by local authorities, who are trying to identify the kinds of barriers that's preventing private finance to go where it needs to go.